You ever sit down, ready to watch something epic, and realize the sound just isn't keeping up with the picture? Yeah. That's exactly why we're talking about this. The first time you fire up the ULTIMEA Skywave X60, you immediately feel who this is for. This isn't for someone who's okay with just louder. This is for you, the person who notices when bass feels thin, when ambience doesn't move around you, when dialogue gets lost behind the noise. You're past settling. You want presence, depth, and motion. Before you go too deep, check the current price and stock. A system this capable rarely sits still at the same number, and once people hear what it does, hesitation turns into regret. You knew it was time when your old setup flattened scenes and left everything feeling boxed in. You tried cranking volume. You tried tweaking TV settings. Nothing really changed. That's when you realize, you've outgrown compromise. The phase of it'll do is over. Then you switch to the Skywave X60. And right away, it shifts. The 7.1.4 configuration doesn't just add channels, it adds space. Dolby Atmos creates height and direction so sound feels like it moves around you instead of just forward. You feel rumble in action sequences without shaking the whole room, and dialogue lands with clarity instead of getting swallowed. The 8" wireless subwoofer reaches deep, down to 28 Hz, but it doesn't boom aimlessly. It adds meaningful weight. Gaming stops being background noise and becomes immersive. Movies feel cinematic instead of just loud. Music flows with separation and dimension. And because everything's wireless, setup feels clean instead of tangled. Don't wait for random price swings or stock dips. If you're already thinking about an upgrade this serious, putting it off usually leads to regret later when you remember what you could have had. Maybe you're thinking, is this really worth it for my space? Here's the surprise, the surround speakers truly add presence without cluttering the room. You're not just filling space, you're designing it. Every layer of sound feels intentional. After a few days of daily use, something subtle changes. You stop noticing the hardware, and start feeling the sound. That's the moment of realization upgrade. You didn't just improve your audio, you elevated how you experience content. And that pride of ownership? It sticks. You feel it in the quiet moments and the explosive ones. Sound feels expansive and layered. Dialogue hits with natural clarity. Height effects sweep overhead. Bass adds power without overwhelm. Setup feels seamless and wireless. It's a powerhouse system. And if you only ever needed basic TV sound, it might feel larger than necessary. But at some point, you stop endlessly comparing specs and just choose what your gut already picked. Every time you eyeball something weaker, you'll circle back to this. Don't let this be one of those upgrades you delay and then kick yourself for years later. If you're ready to truly feel your movies, games, and music, go check the current price and bring the ULTIMEA Skywave X60 into your space.